everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So for today's video, I just wanted to give you guys some tips and recommendations if you are planning on going on a cruise at some point. I know now is probably not the best time to really be concerned about this, just because I don't think any cruise ships are really sailing to go anywhere. Or maybe if you are planning a trip for later this year, these are just some things that I've learned after being on a couple cruises. I think I've been on 4. I did 3 with Carnival and then 1 with Norwegian, and I have to say I really like Carnival. I probably will go back, so let's get started. I'm just sitting on my little chair in my closet. That's why I have all my clothes behind me. I wrote down a couple things. So my first tip would be to wait until you get to a certain destination until you buy anything. What I mean by this, if you are going on like a tropical type of vacation, so let's say if you forgot sunscreen or something that you're gonna need at these destinations, wait until you get there. Most of the cruise ship lines have stores on them. Nothing crazy, like it's not a Walmart or a Target, but they have basically, I just want to call it like a convenience store almost. They have like a couple of the things that you might need that you forgot, but they're expensive. For example, I know that St. Thomas, which is just one of the British Virgin Islands, they have like a Kmart, not as soon as you get off the ship, but like if you just walk around a little bit. I actually don't even know if that Kmart is still there, because I know a lot of Kmarts like went out of business. Something obviously that you desperately need, like soap or I don't know, a band-aid, then buy it on the boat. But if it's something that can wait, I would recommend just waiting. My next tip would be to plan ahead your vacation as much as you can. I know not everyone does well with planning ahead of time. I mean, my first cruise was definitely more planned, like we knew what we were gonna do. The couple times after, it wasn't as planned, but I feel like the first one went a lot more smoothly just because we had an idea of what we were gonna do at each stop, versus the other times they were kind of rushed. We didn't know, we were planning like last minute. A couple of reasons why I do recommend planning ahead is because if you do plan on doing some excursions, which are just activities that you can do at your destination, so like if you want to go swimming with dolphins, or if you want to go four-wheeling, get a tour of the place. Some of them, especially like the dolphin type, there are like a limit of how many people are able to do the excursion, and with COVID now they might even be limiting it even more, of allowing a certain amount of people, possibly months in advance before it's even your sail date, that some of the excursions are sold out because people are already booking them. So pretty much when you are booking your cruise, look at excursions, book them if you know for sure that you want to do something, just because you might not be able to get the chance to if everyone else is also wanting to do that too. And you can read up on these excursions online. Carnival in particular has like a lot of pictures. There's also reviews from other people that did the excursion. It tells you the price, what you're gonna do, the duration of it. And then going on with the excursions, they can be very expensive. If you're doing more like not so much active things, but something like different, not like a tour, if you're going out like with the dolphins or doing like maybe jet skiing or something, those tend to be a lot more money. They tend to be over $100 to $200 per person. It's not for the whole family. With that, I mean, if you are balling out on your cruise and you don't care, you just like charge it to the credit card, we'll pay it back, like we're just going on vacation, we're just gonna have fun, then that's fine. But if you aren't trying to go broke on your cruise, don't feel that you have to have an excursion every time. Look at how many days you have, what there is to do at each place. If you're going somewhere that doesn't really have the most maybe exciting sightseeing stuff, then you might want to do an excursion. Again, going back to St. Thomas, they don't really have much when you get right off of the boat. They have like a couple of little stores, a couple eating places, a couple places you can drink, and a chairlift. There's not much to do there. If I ever go there again, I'm definitely gonna look at excursions, because I went there 2 times and I didn't do an excursion for either. We just walked around, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of boring. Weather both times was like, it looked almost like it was gonna rain, so it wouldn't have been a good beach day. Depending on where you go, you might want to book certain things, or you might just want to walk around. Puerto Rico, San Juan, they have a lot of things that you can just walk around and see. I just have written here, some places drop you off pretty much in the middle of nowhere, so you have to get a ride to see things. When it comes to like being on the actual cruise, I would recommend getting a small bag or backpack to bring with you for when you do get off the boat. Just put like extra clothes, money, snacks, a towel if you're planning on like going to the beach at all. You're not gonna bring your suitcase with you, and you probably don't want to really bring your carry-on. Just something small that you can put your stuff in, make it easy to carry around. Purses aren't really the most like convenient for this. Unless you have some big tote bag that you want to carry with you, then you can. My purses are usually pretty small, so you're not gonna fit much in them. Don't bring all your personal belongings belongings with you. I know you might want to think that it's good to have them on you. Many things can happen with them. You could either lose them, whether you leave your bag somewhere, it could get stolen. Don't bring your passport with you. The only thing that they recommend to take with you off the boat is like your ID of some sort, whether it's driver's license, state ID, whatever it is, like your identification card. Every cruise, they should have some sort of safe in each bedroom. Put your stuff in there. And then also, to go with that, leave anything expensive behind. I know you might think you want to wear like your flashy jewelry, your big earrings, your nice necklace. Unless you're really familiar with where you're going, it's just not safe. I mean, even the cruise lines, they recommend to not do that. I think before you got off the boat, they had like signs that recommended not to wear like expensive jewelry. I'm not trying to talk bad on these islands or anything. The islands are beautiful. People are super nice. But you just really don't know. You just have to be careful. And then going more into planning your trip, most of the cruise lines, I know both Carnival and Norwegian, they have like these little flyers that they print out every day that basically just gives you like information about your trip and like what they have going on specifically on the boat. So Carnival's is called the Fun Times, I'm pretty sure, and it just lists what they have going on. This is, I guess, another tip. If you don't want to get off at a stop, you don't have to. You can stay on the boat the whole time. There's nothing that says that you have to get off the boat. So anyways, with these flyers though, is have like each hour of what's going on. So 9 a.m. they might have yoga on the top deck, or 10 p.m. they might be showing a movie night, tell you like what's for dinner. And then going more into the dinner now, depending on what your preference is, like if you want to socialize and talk with people on the boat, you're comfortable with that, then this doesn't really apply to you. I would go on cruises with my mom, and we're not really the most sociable people. Like, I personally am not good at small talk. I think I've said this before, even though I talk a whole lot on here, I don't know, like I just feel uncomfortable. And especially when it comes to eating, like I like to eat in peace and quiet. Like I don't feel the need to have a conversation over dinner. Like I just want to eat my food. We prefer just to kind of eat by ourselves. It's just me and her on these cruises. Maybe if you're a husband and wife, or if you're like a mom and daughter situation, whatever, go to your dinner place. You have a certain restaurant that you have to go to for dinner, and I think they usually pick a time slot for you for when you're supposed to go. Like you might be at 6, you might be at 7, whenever. So your first day on the boat, I would recommend going down to your dinner place, and basically you make like a reservation almost. You give them like a certain time that you want to eat. So for us, we did basically like any time. So whenever we're hungry, like after, I think the dinner starts at like 5 or 6. So you could go at whatever time you wanted to. You also can say that you just want to eat like the 2 of you. So we want like a booth or a table just for 2. Because otherwise they're going to put you like in a big table seating arrangement with just random people. Which a lot of people like that because you meet people on these cruises. Some people become really good friends. But we like to just keep to ourselves. We're not really there to make friends, as bad as that might sound. And this is just something random if you're not trying to blow all your money on this cruise. When your boat is docked at whatever place, don't go and buy like the first thing that you see when you get off at these shops, because obviously these stores are going to have the highest prices because they figure you walk right from the ship into the store. So browse around a little bit. If you want to buy it, girl, go ahead. This is just a little story time real quick about something that happened on one of the cruises I was going to. So every time I've had to fly to go to like the port, which is where you get on the boat, usually like a couple times it's been out of Florida. One time it was out of Puerto Rico. This was, I think, the only time that we did this where we flew the same day. I think maybe, I'm not really sure why we did, to be honest, but we did. Normally we flew a day early and then we stayed in a hotel and then went to the port the next day, which is 100% what I would recommend doing. If you're able to afford like a hotel or whatever to stay in overnight, just do it. We got to the airport and it was like really weird because the person working at like the desk terminal, they like specifically called my mom up by her first and last name. Can you come up here? And I think the guy was honestly just checking to see if like we were there. When it comes time for us to board, it's suddenly like a problem. You could just kind of tell that something was off. Like, why did he randomly call my mom up? Of course they overbooked the flight hoping that someone wouldn't show up, and of course everyone showed up. We were just so pissed though because the guy who had called her up, he had called her up like 2 hours previous, so he could have said something that there might be some sort of problem. We're the last people to board, and that's when he tells us that there's no seats on the plane. He offered some incentive, basically like if you get off the plane we'll give you some money so that these people can go. Thankfully someone got off of the plane and we were able to go on. I don't know who it was, but thank you. We would have missed that flight, and there weren't any other flights that weren't overbooked. They offer to fly you out to like the first island. You have to get to your boat. Like, how far is the airport from the boat where it's docked at? Like, I don't even want to know. Definitely fly a day ahead, or maybe a couple days if you want to like spend time. You know, maybe if you're going to Florida, maybe you want to be in Miami for a couple days, or Fort Lauderdale. Just something random for Norwegian. I went on like a 3-day cruise, like a weekend thing, because it was my birthday and whatever. And I didn't know that like you had to go down basically to like the lobby of the boat, sign up for like a specific Wi-Fi package. And I didn't know that. I was trying to figure out, how do I sign up? I was doing it from my phone, like in the room. You know, if you need it for school or whatever, or work, or if you just want to have Wi-Fi, definitely figure out the whole Wi-Fi situation, because I wound up paying so much money because I was doing it by like the minute or the day or something. And they have packages, but they only offer the package for like the first couple hours. If you're doing like more tropical and you are like in Florida or something for the first day where it's going to be warm when you dock, definitely make sure you have your bathing suit and like a towel or something. They offer towels usually, but just in case, because it's going to take a while for your suitcase to get to your room and for you to unpack it. That's why it's good to have a little backpack or something, so that you can pack an extra outfit, your bathing suit, or if you don't want to worry about having to change it all, you could just wear your bathing suit. If you are staying like at a hotel the day of, you could just wear your bathing suit on the boat. You don't have to worry about getting changed, which I think I did a couple times because it's so much easier than to get changed in like a little bathroom. I feel like after your first cruise, you basically become a professional and you're like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do for next time. Those are just some of my tips for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you if you are planning a cruise in the near future. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.